Hey, Jurassic. Give me a second. Apparently, not only am I running late, hey, Nature Fan 101, but all of my phone and my Chromebook all think that I need to be on the Boneyard Scribe. Which really is not the case. Okay. I gotta be someplace safe where I can. Well, I think it's because I was on my computer or on my Chromebook working on it. But it's been overall not. Hey, D man, it's not been a really wonderful day, a wonderful 2 days. So, but it is what it is. I mean, I want to send a message. Why can I not send a message? That's who I want. I hope. Okay. Okay. So I've done what I need to do. So whilst we wait for a few more seconds, I want to welcome everybody out to today. Sorry. Um, I do want you guys to know that we're going to be having a kiddo in attendance today. So yeah. Really good kid. But despite that, as you guys know, money is really tight for me. And so I get my money by doing surveys at the moment. So I had a good amount saved up from doing them, and I had moved that money from where it sits while it's waiting to my wallet app, and then sent it to my bank. I called yesterday to find out if they got the money, which they did, and all was good, except that I didn't have enough money to pay my phone bill. I needed another $10. Well, wait, I take that back. I had enough money to pay my phone bill, but it would have zeroed out my my checking account. No, this is not me asking anybody for money. That's not what this is about. This is about me venting. Hi. This is going to be I was not happy. So right now, as a consequence, do not text me, do not call me. It won't go through. I'm glad you're live. It's been a while. We've been worried. So anyway, that's what's up. So now I have to make at least another $10 or $20 before I can get my phone turned back on. So anyway, if you need to contact me, you still can. You just have to do it. For those of you that are in the know, you either have to do it through one of the apps. I'm glad you have friends, dude. We're your friends. And then I will turn my phone back on. Hopefully. That's the idea anyway. Today we are not doing our regular nature-filled, wonderful. I'm glad to hear it, dude. I don't. And I'm glad to hear that. Today is all about me telling you what is coming up, what I'm excited for this year. Hey, Oscar. So that's what we are talking about today. Tonight, I don't know what we're talking about. I have not figured that out. But I like at my best to let you guys know what's going on, what's shaking, what's grooving, all of that fun stuff. So give me a second. What makes me mad is I don't have a lot of space on my my computer, my main computer for everything. So I can't go in and just look at everything. And I hate stepping away from you guys. So I'm not going to do that. But I am trying to take into account some of the stuff that I know about you guys to implement new videos. So, D-Man, one of the things that I'm doing that I think you will like is that I'm incorporating not a lot, but fish, especially fish that I know are either invasive to Florida or found around Florida. For Oscar and his mom, I will be doing lives where the themes will be either ethnobotany or edible plants. So it's not going to be the main focus. And you'll start seeing some of that thrown in as I do stuff. I'm going to try to have, for those lives, I'm going to try to have it set up so that you can see the plant. I will be showing different stuff. Hi, Demon Wing 7882. You know, Carrie is not on yet. Some fish are. Now, not everything, as you guys know. Ooh, that's not good. But lives. Oh yeah, the little angler fishers for sure are scary. We will be implementing new lives. Again, you guys that have been here, you know about this. We will be doing a pufferfish are interesting. I can't say that they're my favorites. I actually had one as a pet, one of the freshwater ones, and I got bit. Hi, Waffle Fries 35. Welcome to live. Lungfish are cool. We will be doing experiments, maybe, hopefully, talking about urban wildlife and coexistence, human history and nature. Hi, Oscar's brother. So that we will be looking at events in human history that are tied in together. Happy New Year, everybody. On top of that, so we'll be looking at events like the plague. We'll be looking at things like the humans moving into domestication of plants and animals, and so different stuff like that. We'll be looking at animals and mythology, as well as cryptids. I know some of you guys are into that. We'll be doing, like I said, foraging 101 and ethnobotany. Bear in mind that all of that is lives. It does not replace lives that are currently planned. What's going to happen, is in the event that I have one that I decide, for whatever reason, I don't like it, it'll be replaced. Or if I have a blank, I'm going to throw those in. But let me tell you, starting from the bottom and working my way up, we are planned, for those of you that are new to my channel, I'm going to use I'm not going to use the term because I don't like it. Oh, bye, bud. Raccoons? You guys have raccoons? Or do I have... No. I'll have to look that up. So some of the stuff that we're going to be looking at for next year... Yeah, that's true. We're going to be looking at Bittersweet Nightshade and Black Nightshade. That is coming up pretty far into the future. In July. That's how far back we go. You know what? I'm excited because I'm hoping to move beyond what we have for the channel and make it something. Ask a Naturalist Anything will be coming up. We'll be doing those maybe a couple weeks instead of your usual Q&A. We will be looking at in lives, hopefully, talking about animals that are found in your backyard. Now, for those of you, like, I am happy that you're doing that. Hopefully you didn't have to fight to do that. Unfortunately, Nature Fan and Benjam, maybe D-Man, maybe, Jurassic. The animals that I'm going to be focusing on may not be the animals that you have in your neck of the woods. So if you want me to feature one of those animals, send me pictures. We will be talking about... We of course, I have to do trivia because I have to. We will be looking at some butterflies and moths, more extinct species, because those are always fun. I feel like you guys like doing those. I don't know why, but you do. We are going to be doing a game night. Like we did with the pictures of the animals, only it's going to be plants. Learn the Cares will continue. For those of you that are new, Learn to Cares are when we focus on endangered species. We are going to be doing more long agos, which are when we do our prehistoric creatures. So if you like dinosaurs, or you like Ice Age animals, that's your place to get it. we'll be doing some weather related stuff. In June, we have animals in the backyard and plants in the backyard. Hopefully, I did say dinosaurs. I can tell you right now, in June, and I know this is a long way off, in June, we're going to be doing Edmund's walrus and a Florida dugong, as well as the North American false gharial and Apachesaurus. Yeah, I'm not a geologist or a meteorologist. So what you get is what you get. More snakes if you like snakes. Let's see what else. You'll get to see more of my famous artwork as we discuss protozoa. What job? Meteorologist? Oh, that silly phone. We will be doing Paraceratherium and short-faced bears, Plesiosaur, and something else. Again, coming up in April, we're going to be doing, yeah, that one. We're going to be doing great white sharks and scalloped hammerhead sharks in our Learn to Care series. In April, we're going to be doing thunderstorms and tornadoes. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but also in April, we're going to be talking about water scorpions. I'm hoping maybe to have a live one to show you. In April, we're also going to be doing ichthyosaur and Postosuchus. Sorry for the noises, guys. Also, if there is something that you want me to talk about, you guys that are new to the channel, you probably aren't going to know this, but I do let you guys give me input. And so that will be something you guys can do that. You guys can always throw, YouTube is coming up with a bunch of really cool things. Thanks, Vaccinator. So if there is something that you do want me to talk about, you can always message me and on the community page. You can send pictures to the community page if you have something that you want me to identify. If you're outside of the United States, it's going to take me a little bit longer to figure it out because I'm not in the United You can always talk. Um, well, Jurassic, I think one of my downfalls has always been that I'm way too broad. Like, I cover way too much. I'm not fine-tuned enough. And I think to some extent, I think that hurts. Man, I hope I'm not coming down sick. February. February looks pretty normal. Sounds good, D-Man. I don't know what I'm going to pair up with them yet, but in February, we're going to be doing Columbian Mammoth and Cave Bear. Hey, Dane Tiger, not too much. In January, right off the bat, we are starting with Black Piranha and Pariah. If you don't know what those are, you need to look them up because they are super, super cool. Oh my goodness. I hope you stood up to them. So, with that said, and you already know that the lives are doing really good, could be better. But if you have ideas for the categories, if you have something that you want me to talk about, either in a live or in a video, let me know. And you can always New Year cryptids associated with the new year. I don't know. There may be some like creatures that were in the areas where the Orthodox church might have stuff. I don't know. I do. Oh, that's creepy. If you have ideas that you want me to talk about, let me know. I'm trying to make the channel a bit more I don't know what the term for it is. User friendly. I'm still gonna do me. I can tell you this week we have one of the freshwater stingrays that we're going to be talking about. Hey, Carrie. So if you have ideas for lives, or for anything for that matter, this is not the typical planning session. Hey, I am proud of you, Ben. Peggy and Oscar, if you have ideas for lives or videos, you can leave those in the comment section. Or you can pop them up now. Hopefully some of the stuff will start happening. I might even go out and see. Oh. I might even see what I can find outside right now, because sometimes the chickweed will do its thing underneath the snow. So that's a possibility. We might have some early stuff to show off, maybe. But that would be more Filipino. Oh, there are some things that I will not cover in relation to cryptids. So if you give me an idea and I tell you I'm not covering it, I'm not being rude. The we're gonna so when I say cryptids, I would like them to be more animal based, like Nessie or the Frogman from, I think it was Ohio. I can do that sort of stuff on the other channel, his channel. Bye, Ben. I'm proud of you, bud. That is what I want. I want the educational side to sort of show through a little bit. Not that I'm against covering that sort of stuff, but yeah. Sorry if I talk too much. Sorry, not sorry. This was supposed to be subscriber only. Oops. This is not necessarily, a lot of the stuff that I've talked about today is already set in stone. It is stamped for my approval. I don't have everything fleshed out just yet, but I really think I'm just starting to like peel stuff off. Everything is right now. some things, yeah, I don't know. And I feel like there's a lot of things that this channel has been going for quite a while. Um and so I'm hoping to be I'm hoping to be able to do more. All of this being said, I have no idea what the new year is going to bring. We've seen the craziness that was 2025. So, um, who knows? Yeah, I'm not, it's going to be cryptids. I will not be covering some of the Native American things. Mainly things from the Navajo people, because at least one of those you don't talk about, and I'm respecting that. Um, yeah, Jurassic. We have, yeah, nope. I have seen teachers get really creative with it, and I like it. You know what though? We're seeing that starting in some of the classrooms. To an extent, but there's always new stuff popping up. Oh, excuse me. Um, if you want me to, oh, okay. If you have something that you want me to talk about in live, let me know. Sometimes I have a little bit of wiggle room, or I can move stuff around. I've done it before. I can do it again. It's my channel. Um, let me know. That would be the Yule Cat. Oh, yes. Yes. I thought that was by Katy Perry. Maybe not. What do I know? Um, What else? What else am I forgetting? I don't know, D-Man. I might have. Who knows? As well as I really want to add to the collection at some point. Don't know what I'll get. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, well, there is a collection of creatures. I always get questions about that. I don't know why. So the channel, the channel is such that, oh yeah, I also have kaiju up there. It's the Yule Cat. No. If I do the ethnobotany stuff, what are we looking for? These things, these fads pop up, they last for a while and then they just, until 20 years later, 30 years later, when they blossom again. I think some people did. But the big, if you think about it, the big YouTubers that were doing it, anybody that came in for just 30 seconds automatically was put into that. So the fact that you were in that live while they were doing it pretty much automatically means that you donated whether you wanted to or not. I will be going in and making sure that I'm using the book a little bit more often. If you don't know what that is a list of topics that are shoved away somewhere. It's now mostly on the computer. As well as, I don't know, Peggy. Well, yeah, I don't have a Florida skunk ape, but it's I have stuff that is not up there because I've been sloppy and not got them put back. But there's actually quite the collection. You know, one thing that really bothers me is the thought that I thought I had stuff that is not up on my shelf, and I right now have no idea where it's at. Eventually, guys, if I can get the money to do it, if I can figure out how to do it, I'm gonna do a giveaway. That's something I'm thinking about doing. Wow, man, that Africa section, it really needs some space. But I have a tiger. Don't worry, I have two of them. Don't ask me how, but I do. Oh, I gotta stop doing that. But I don't know what that's the problem, is I don't know what I have until they put it out. There are some things in my collection. I'm not getting rid of. I'm not giving away Pegasus. I just realized, I think. Oh, he is down there. Never mind. Like, I need to get I really need to get things back up, because there are things, Peggy, that I didn't know was available until I looked. One of the things that I saw recently that I want to get is they're coming out with a goblin shark. I already have a whale shark, bull shark, blue shark, thrasher shark, megamouth shark, basking shark, tiger shark, great white shark. I have what I think is a bamboo shark. So there are some things that I would like to get. But I don't know until I go in and look. Nope, I don't have a goblin shark. I have a really bad I do have a condor. I have a really bad this is a great white who's pretending to be a sort of a goblin shark. I think so. I think it's all the same. No. It's just condor. It is just listed as condor. I don't know I don't know. I think it's sometimes you'll get something and it won't be labeled as anything other than um a generic, but I really think if you compare the Andean to the figure, I think this is an Andean condor versus something else. But there are pieces in the collection that I'm like, um, I need more space, is what I'm finding. I definitely don't want to get rid of my kaijus. I'm also a really big geek. I've started watching some of the new Ultramans that are on Tubi, and they just came out with Omega on there, so it's just funny. Um, but I always look for things that I don't have, and it's a little bit hard because I think I think there's probably over 100. I think it's over 100. Sorry, it's there are things that I really really like, and then there's other things that I just I don't like, even though I want them in my collection. I really don't care for them. And if you've been around long enough, you know what I'm talking about. Um, definitely the leucistic buffalo, the um the leucistic alligator, the jaguars, the caiman, the my Kong, although he's not really a King Kong. Um, this guy, love this guy. This is one of the first few animals that I bought. He weighs a ton. I I have all of the um I have all of the big cats now, I think, represented in the collection. Um I have almost I'm missing a few animals, like I don't have a bobcat, but I have coyote, wolf, black bear, polar bear, and a few others. But yeah. But then I have my favorites. My favorites. I don't have monkeys. Monkeys are not well represented in my collection. Unfortunately. I just don't have a lot of them. I think I do have a really cheesy monkey, but this is my favorite. This is my favorite primate that I have. If you know, you know. Fun fact, I used to have a collection when I was a kid. But those were mainly play toys. That's my chimp. I have to hold him like this, otherwise YouTube will probably yell at me. This is the chimp. It's a boy. Yeah, I don't think I need to say anything more about that. And that's my yeah. I agree. He is very scary looking. This is the chimp or the chimp. This is the orangutan. Because he has male bits. There are only a few of the animals that I can absolutely 100% tell you they are male or female. Most of them are going to be such that you don't know. But there are a few that are like, yep, there is no doubt about it. That is a male. Like, I know for a fact that this guy, or this is a girl. I know that for a fact. This is a male. No, I walk on the side of caution with YouTube. I walk on the side of caution with YouTube because YouTube sometimes is weird. I love it, but sometimes it's weird. This is one that I don't have room for on my shelf. He sort of gets moved around quite a bit. The only bovine representative that I have is the buffalo. I think. I thought I had a Cape buffalo, but right now I don't know where he at. If I have him. I thought I did, but I can't find him. So if I have him, he'll turn up. And if I don't, I'll get one eventually. This, when I got it, it smelled like burnt rubber. And I could never figure out why. I don't like the face. I don't like... This guy is not new. I have had him for literally years. He just doesn't make a lot of appearances because I move him around and I forget where I put him. No, he's not leaving the collection. There are much better looking white tigers out there, let me just say. But I do have other favorites, and you guys know, if you've been around forever, you know what some of those are. Sorry it got so dark. I do have a bat. I have a bat. I tell you what I need to do. Okay, D-Man. I promise you, I have a bat. Now, what I well, I know I had. There he is. There are some things that I would like to have, but just looking at the collection, it's hard to say what I want to add. Um It's more about, like, I know so I have one of my favorite animals. I say one of my favorite animals. I don't add a lot. I have to save up for them. But I have this little tiny Cape hunting dog or painted dog. But I want a bigger one. I would also like to flesh out my Australian section a little bit, and my South American and North American. Sadly, Africa and Asia are the two biggest sections. Amazon literally is my best friend. And I'll add an animal maybe every 4 or 5 months. It was easier when I was working, because then I could like, I didn't order every month, but every other month when my bills were paid off, I would grab. Now it takes a little bit more planning. I literally have to say, yep, I can do this, but I need to figure out how much it's going to cost and then plan that way. But there's a lot. Oh, this is one of my favorite figures. It's really hard to see him. But he is literally the most buff werewolf you will ever meet. I say that because it's funny, not because I'm serious, but yeah, that's his name is George, by the way. I think. I don't know. I don't know what I want to add. I want to add maybe 2 or 3 pieces this year. I want to add a red fox, the goblin shark, and maybe a painted dog. My birthday is in Never Never Land. Because I'm not having another birthday. No, my birthday is in July. Fun fact, I'm a summer baby. You know, when I can't tell that story. I was going to tell a story from my college days, but I can't do that. Woohoo! Somebody else who, that was the worst thing about being in school. Everybody else on their birthday would bring cupcakes to school. But not me, because my birthday was in the summer. Ooh, happy early birthday, Jurassic. Peggy and Oscar. Painted dog. And I don't know. Hold on. You guys do not have to get me stuff. No, not my mom. I'm not going to go to... Hold on. One of these days, I have to get... Oh, that's the other thing I got to do. I have to sit down and I have to figure out... Well, they've not updated the chimpanzee. That's for sure. The red fox. For sure. I will. So it may also be called African wild dog. This one is called African wild dog, but it's all the same thing. And these things are not cheap, necessarily. Oh my goodness. Carrie. Can you see that? It's a mama and her baby. I can't say that mom's face isn't... Mom's face is just as scary as the male that I have. But oh my goodness. Sorry. Ooh, a dingo. I should not be allowed to look at these sites. I really shouldn't, because it gets me in trouble every time. This is not my favorite one of these. I've seen better. But they have a lioness carrying her cub. I'm really, really picky about what I accept too. Because some stuff just looks dumb. I'm sorry. I said it. Like, I'm sorry. This will never be in my collection. This will never be in my collection. That will never be in my collection. Not at all. It's hideous. I'm sorry, Jurassic. I feel bad. I feel bad now that I've said it. I just don't think it looks realistic. And that's my hang up is I want realistic as much as possible. I mean, if I didn't have it in my collection, I would gladly accept it. I will never like. Oh, they have a wallaby. I agree. The snub-nosed monkey. Look at him. The guy with the blue face. But again, he adds to the I walk a fine line between insanity and awesome. I really, really like the ground sloth. If you're into that group of animals, the ground sloth is amazing, I think. But then again, it's me. I don't know if they have the goblin shark. You have to be very, very picky. So this is one I want. And maybe it's not the best. Whoops. No, the pack animals. The one thing about the Safari Ltd's pack animals is that they're not necessarily the best of the best. But because of the way that I do my collection, it's not about having okay. It's not about the... It's not about having multiples. I know some guys, they have one from each different company. I don't do that. I try to focus on species. The only animals that I have multiples of are tigers. I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 tigers. And I have 2 gorillas. The pack animals, like this was in, I think it was the endangered animal tube, one of them. This is their orangutan from it. And I'm sorry, but if I had to choose between this lovely face or that lovely face, I'm going to pick this over this. But what I like about the pack is I can get unique things that I'm not necessarily going to get other ways. Like this guy, the pink river dolphin, the yellow perch, and the bat that I have, as well as the ohm. Check them out on Sunday so I can get an idea. I'm hoping I'm there Sunday. But this is one that I think Jurassic and me, if he doesn't already have it, would like to have. I know I want to have it. Mako shark. And it does. It looks much, much eviler than the other sharks. Yeah, they are. It looks really good. And the funny thing is, and I know they're kid toys. And I know I should not be like, but I don't care. I also would like to get rid of my polar bear. Oh, they don't have him. They don't have him added in yet. Gosh darn it. Spotted hyena, don't I have? I agree. Isn't that a spotted hyena? Looks like a spotted hyena to me. If I had more space, like there's some stuff I would switch out. Like I want to switch out my great white because I don't think, to me, that is, yeah, that's Safari. That's Safari. But they have a new one. And the new one doesn't have this mane at the top. I just don't like him because he's got this. He's got that. And I don't like that. I don't like that goblin shark ish forehead. But they do have a goblin shark, and it's not the best goblin shark. Deinosuchus or Deinosuchus. And they are coming out with a pink river dolphin. So, true story, when I was in Cub Scouts, when I was about Oscar's age, we went to the Shedd Aquarium. And I got to see Amazon river dolphins live and in person. And that was the coolest thing ever. That one? Unfortunately, they're sold out. But he looks super cool. You know, I could spend all day looking at this stuff because it literally makes me mad. So yeah, there's tidbits that I have that I like in real life. In real life, I wish I could afford the real things. You know, was like Bill Gates and could build my own zoo, I would so do it. But I do have favorites. I definitely have favorites. Like that guy. The African fish eagle. Comes with his own little fish, which I really think is a salmon. If somebody else knows what that is. Because I don't know. This is not from this is not from Safari. I want to say Papo or Sleck. I'm not sure. One of the two. But Africa itself, as of right now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There's 19 figures in just Africa alone. What I like about Papo is not only yeah, I have penguins. Sorry for the view. Oh no. What the heck? Ooh. I took him down to show him to somebody and I forgot to put him back. A little emperor penguin. I have 3 penguins, but this is my favorite penguin. And to go with him, I have one of my favorite figures. He almost looks like he's smiling. My leopard seal. Because how can you not have, if you're gonna have penguins, you gotta have leopard seal. It's that predator-prey dynamic. And then I have my poor mama. It's really hard to see, but she's got a Joey in her pouch. She's a little bit handicapped. And I know I could fix her. I just haven't been able to. Or haven't taken the time to fix it. Is probably more fair. If ever there was an animal that proved that dinosaurs became birds, this is the bird that when I see it instantly makes me think of dinosaurs. And it's this guy, the cassowary. Such a cool figure. Like, you guys don't get, you get some of the detail. And I couldn't be true to myself and not have spiders in my collection. This is the Sydney funnel web and a huntsman. So they sort of add to the that collection a little bit. But yeah, there's a few Yep, I wish Papao has stuff that I'd like to add, just because the other companies don't make it, that I would like to have. But their quality, the Papao quality, is amazing. The detail is amazing. And you can tell. I'm not saying that um the detail in um some of the other companies isn't amazing, but so like my polar bear, he looks like he's smiling. That just, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about a smiling polar bear. But anyway, Dad is sick, and I'm starting to feel iffy. Um, so if I'm not feeling good, I got to figure out primary. Because it's my turn to teach, and I'm really excited because I get to do the very first lesson for the new year. And I'm excited. But like I said, if you all have ideas for lives, let me know. Okay, here's my thing, Jurassic. I would love to, but my computer doesn't like Planet Zoo right now. I have Windows 7, and I'm sure Planet Zoo 2, when it comes out, um will not be Windows 7 compatible. I would love to do some of the exhibits. I don't know if it's possible to do some of the exhibits that I've done. Yeah, I'm not. Here, I'll show you bits and pieces from what I can. I have some of the things I've done on my Facebook. Oh, I was looking through and I saw this. And I thought, maybe there is some hope for my crazy drawings. That's not too bad. I can look at that and tell that that's a piranha. right? I mean, it looks like a piranha. Thank you. It's better than my vampire bat. I only did the face though. But still, I mean, it's better than my vampire bat, right? I really don't do shading. And I'd like to say I'm not really an artist. I would rather do like photography. This is one of my favorite pictures that I've taken. I just happened to be out at just the right time. He was sitting there out in the sun on the Brown-Eyed Susan. And that was with my phone. Oh yeah, no, not me. I can draw, but not so much. Peggy, did you see my babies? We were Jurassic and Nature Fan. Were you guys here when the owls, I brought you guys outside and we saw the owls? I was live and I'm upstairs in my room just like we are now, and the squirrels were going nuts and the robins were going nuts. And I've learned that if they're going nuts, it usually means there's a hawk. So I went out and I'm like, I got to figure this out because there could be, I could have a problem. So I went out and I'm looking and I can't find anything. So it seemed to be focused on my dad's apple tree. So when I went out to check, there were screech owls in the apple tree. Now, at first, I think they were little ones. But then later the next day, we ended up with 5. This is, I think, one of the parents. Now, you guys already know I don't have favorites. I like them all. I went in because I wanted to find. Oh, guys. That 937 subscribers. That seems like so long ago. Yeah, Komodo dragons are one of my favorite animals. I'm not gonna lie. Gosh darn it, I'm gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. I love photography when I can get the picture to go the way I want it to. Okay, so this did not come out the way I wanted it to. Jurassic. This did not go the way I wanted it to, and it's really hard to see. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can save it. Nope. It's not an exhibit. So we have the palm trees. I don't know the type. And then there's some of the roots. I took some of the lava pieces to make fire. Added the smoke. And it's a chopped down simulated rainforest that had been chopped down and burned. That's the most creative thing I think I have. I'm so bad. But then I like getting pictures of the babies. Guys, I wanted to get you pictures of Cyrus because I know some of you know Cyrus. So that's as good as you're gonna get. That's he came in when I put the dogs away. I think it must have been raining or something, and I put the dogs away, and he wouldn't go away. And my nephew was sleeping, lay down for a nap. So I just decided I'm just gonna cuddle. Oh, this is cool. So Planet Zoo lets you design your own zoo, and they have various animals you can get into it. But for those of you that don't know, you can have babies. I got a melanistic fallow deer, I think is what they are. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Actually, no. The coolest thing ever was that I also got a leucistic baby at the same time. Now, This is my favorite exhibit in my zoo. I call it the Flamingo River. An albino orangutan. I had no idea. I got it way too deep on accident. So they're literally swimming in the water. That was not my choice. That was not ideal. I think I redid it though. I thought so. And I like the papyrus along the sides. I don't know what that one is. I don't know what this is. I'm assuming it's a pig. Any idea, Jurassic? Maybe a Red River pig? Or the Red River hog? I have no idea what that is. I don't know. I don't know. Like a dweeb, I don't have it written down. Oh, it might be peccary. I don't know if I have pictures of just... No, I guess that's it. I don't have the patience to do really creative exhibits. I really don't. I miss my babies. I love my babies. I tell you what I have the hardest time with in doing the zoos. Doing exhibits where you have a split level. Hardest thing for me ever is doing the not necessarily underground viewing like a tunnel, but doing where you have the land and then you drop off down into the water. Yeah, I have a hard time with that. But I had a massive hippo exhibit. I think it was, or maybe is, the second biggest exhibit in my zoo. I paired them up with I think I paired them up with the Red River hogs. One of the things I want to do eventually is I want to do like a an African safari. But have it be a walkthrough instead of a drive-through, where it's just one big enclosure with multiple species. I think that'd be so cool. I could never get the vehicles to work. I still have the zoo. I just don't know if it would actually load up. It might. Excuse me. I just need a new computer. I really do. It is a game called Planet Zoo. And they have like a ton of different packs that go with it. But they're coming out with Windows. They might be, I think they announced Planet Zoo 2. And I tell you what, if hopefully they give us what we want. Birds are sort of represented, but they're basically flightless birds. I was really hoping, Jurassic, that they would give us hummingbirds. Like, I would have loved to have done one of the walkthrough exhibits like they did for the bats or the sloth. Well, it's right now they have Planet Zoo 1 and Planet Zoo 2. Ugh. I don't know. Well, Planet Zoo 2 will be coming out. Right now, we just have Planet Zoo 1. But there is another game that's very much like this. I think if you're gonna do that, yeah. I think if you're gonna do that, I would love to do like an Amazon River theme. So you have the no, it's a regular computer game like The Sims. It is not an app. Have you guys, Peggy, have you seen some of the AI things that I do? Let's see if I can get my AI up and I'll show you some of the stuff that I play around with. This is something that I think I have a paper zoo that I use for doing my shorts and stuff, and it's old. I mean, I've had it for years, and it's just a list of exhibits and animals in it. These do not look like. Okay, so there are some issues with doing the AI is sometimes they don't get the animals just right. But that's supposed to be archerfish. But it's I don't think they look like archerfish at all. I only play one game on my phone, and it's a an old there was an old game when I was a kid called um now I can't even think of the name of the game. That is so bad. But it's a dungeon crawl. Um but if you go into my if you go into my community page and you go to my post, every other month or so, every other week or so, I post pictures of exhibits that I allow the AI to sort of help me with. I don't like all of them. A lot of them I don't like. This one I don't like. I think it's too small. That is Komodo dragon. It's much too small. But I try to incorporate things to make it interesting. Um, yeah. The best one, I think, and I don't know. Oh, shoot. The raccoon one is pretty cool. It is supposed to be a backyard. So it's got your basic backyard with garbage can and a picnic table. It is screened in or dome like, and then there's like a forest in back with climbing stuff. That's for raccoons. I sit down and I chat with the AI about what they think what should be in the zoo exhibit for certain animals, whatever animal I pick for that week. And then when I'm satisfied with what they have mentioned and what I've talked about, then I let it build the exhibit. But I think if you know what a fossa is from Madagascar, this is one of my favorite exhibits that they've done. This is not in the game, by the way, but they're an arboreal animal that feeds on lemurs. I love messing with AI. Yeah, they are. But this is not Planet Zoo. This is not Planet Zoo. This is AI. But I would love to rebuild some of these in Planet Zoo. That's another program using AI. Same animal. Nope, that is a fossa. But that exhibit would work for a leopard, a clouded leopard, or a leopard in general. I love zoos. I've always wanted to work in zoos, but it never happened. So now I get to play around and occasionally share. It's as much of my ideas as it is AI. But sometimes they're so bad that, like, the kissing bug one, that was really bad. Where's the... Then there's this one. Can we talk about this one for a second? So some of these are parts of really big exhibits that I feature in my zoo thing. That's a zoo on paper. But this is a combined species exhibit, and it has red lechwe and Cape buffalo. But if you look here, we have one of the antelope running through the water, but right there we have one in the water. Yeah, that I think. Yeah. And then there's this one. And this is from the Okavango Delta sort of idea. And they have the island, and the Lechwe have the water and the island that they can go to. I don't know how that would work, because I don't know how well the buffalo react to company, but it worked. How did I do that? I don't want that. I'm trying to see if the... Okay, so maybe... Now, the pictures that I'm showing are not from the game. I wish. but they're not. We have the Nile Lechwe in the game, I think. Not the red. Oh. Oh, wow. This is not my most favorite exhibit. But it's one I'd like to copy in the game. So I love proboscis monkeys. You have a viewing area here, but then it's really hard to see, but see the monkey here? Right in back of him, there's a walkway. But it's a really cool exhibit. It has mangroves and water, which they would jump over and swim. They can be somewhat aquatic. But then there's this. And I don't know how I feel about this. Jurassic, you can chime in on this one too. So this gives you a split view. So there's a water area again, lots of rope for them to cross the water, but then you literally walk through the exhibit, and there are proboscis monkeys on both sides, and it's scary because they're primates, of course. People can get them sick. They could bite. Oh yeah, I mean, it's possible to do it. I don't know how I feel about a exhibit where people and primates mix. I know they do it for lemurs and some primates. In Europe, it's much more common than it is here in the United States. Was the colobus? Did I do colobus? Platypus. Yeah, okay. Guys, I'm gonna go. I gotta rest my voice. Thank you, Jurassic. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you, Oscar, for coming in. Thank you, Nature Fan. Love you guys. Be good. Have a great week. I will be on again at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I still don't know what we're doing. I have no idea. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Excuse me.